One shot, let's begin. One Piece special episode loop by Ichiro Oda. Translated and uploaded by Scans and Scalus. Alright. We read, we react, and we read One Piece, most importantly. Now, I got my One Piece, I guess, what would you call this? Like a dress shirt? I wore it to work today, just because why not? And, and I also, it's not much of a strip show, but then I also got my Nico Robin shirt underneath and I got some One Piece food here, like Chopper Cupcake, and with their little images on there. Now, why all this One Piece stuff? Well, first, if you know an American Mexican, wish them Happy Cinco de Mayo. It'll give them a little laugh. I like to make people laugh. I've done that to other people today, and myself, of course. And second, not only Cinco de Mayo, it is Luffy's birthday. So happy birthday, Luffy. Oh my gosh. I'm just so excited. So, yep, Cinco de Mayo, that is Luffy's birthday. So, with all that being said, let's begin. And at the end, we're going to sample a lot of One Piece food. We're going to sample a lot of One Piece drinks because I am just ecstatic. All right, let's begin Luff by Ichiro Oda. All right. One Piece Luff by Ichiro Oda. Luff is an Omake manga published in the first three issues of the One Piece magazine for One Piece's 20th anniversary in 2017. Ichiro Oda's brand new What If story focusing on Ace, Sabo, and Luffy invoked an overwhelming response from readers. This story, deserving of celebration, has been reprinted for this special ASL edition of the One Piece magazine. Please enjoy it, along with an after from Ichiro Oda. Okay. I I read the first 1,000+ chapters of One Piece on video, but it got copyrighted, rightfully so. I would like to add. So it's been a minute since I've done their voices. I can remember Luffy's, a bit of Sal's, but I don't remember Ace's. But hey, let's see what I come up with. Let's begin. Scan. Translator, sketch, editor, finder, typesetter, spicy lice, dark phoenix, proofreader, Elva Warriors. One Piece special episode, Luff. Oh, okay. Huh. Huh. I don't care about anyone else as long as I get the two of you. Watch closely. Hey, wait! Luffy! Oh, ah, oh no. Ah, ah, I made it in time! Aw, that's a little more dollar, but this is sweet. I've seen this image before. We will come back to it in just a second because we got two more to read. And these, can't wait. Let's see. Uh, Not only did we manage to save Ace, but Savo's also alive. Three of us together again. It's like a dream come true. Hey, hey, I'm this close to smacking you, Luffy. The two of you butt again where you're not needed? I won't let you die for my sake. Not while I'm around. She. I knew you'd say that. Ace, my memory's returning so suddenly just before the war. That must have been your distress signal, right? Shut it! Ha 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 ha! Take a look. You guys remember this, right? Dead End's booze. Wow, I can't believe you got some. That's the same sake from back then. It's not like the old days where we could stay together like this. Soon, we'll be going our separate ways again. But let's swear on these sake cups once more. From now on, no matter where we are or what we're doing, we are brothers! Yeah! Whatever happens, this bond of ours will never die. That's sweet. All right, let's do the next one. Well, let's zoom in. Look at Luffy. That's funny. Um. Oh, good morning. Oh wait, no, he's singing. Okay. Good morning, Luffy. Good morning, Luffy-san. You want us to hit you? Yeah, whack me as hard as you can. If I'm dreaming this all right now, then we won't be able to move on. Order. Ouch! Hey, it was just a dream. Why'd you have to hit me so hard? We don't even know what kind of dream it was. Well, I've actually wanted to hit you ever since you raided the fridge yesterday. Oda. Oda. They beat Luffy till he dies to the end. Next one. Oh, you're awake, Savo. We're in a spot of trouble. We got an SOS for some townspeople, but we've been caught in a dead zone with no wind and haven't been able to move the boat for nearly an hour. Is that so? How odd. Hmm? Sabo-kun? Are you tearing up? Was it that dream again? You know, the one you've been suffering with day after day these past 2 years? Shut it, you! Quit making fun of other people's suffering! Uh, watch out! Fire! Fire! Huh? It won't stop. Watch it! You're trying to bring this ship down? Looks like. Looks like I pissed him off just now. Hmm? Oh. The wind's back. Let's move on. Oh, that's cute. What? I was expecting an ace. Like little. Like that. That was cool. Anyways. Afterwards, thank you for reading this Omake manga. This is not something readers need to read to follow the main story. The production staff of the One Piece magazine came in with a proposal. Would you be able to make a what if Omake magazine focused on Luffy, Ace, and Sabo going on adventures together if they'd been able to grow up together? So I said, since all three of them want to be a captain, such work would be impossible. And assuming it was, Luffy wouldn't have met his current crewmates, so his personality would probably be somewhat different. Basically, the whole world falls apart. It's impossible. But I also know that there are a lot of readers that want to see the three of them in the same panel. Sorry, I just had like a brief moment of reflection. Yeah, we really don't see them all in the same panel as adults. That is kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't know why that's hitting me so hard. Anyways, talking to each other as adults, in my mind, for the three of them to meet as adults, this was the only way of what if about the moment. I could predict some resulting backlash from fans, so when I wrote this, I knew I had to approach with the same level of attention as when I draft the main story. Sabo and Luffy certainly must imagine a what if like this and suffer over the unchangeable past. Although it may not have any effect on the main story, I would truly be happy if you could enjoy such a serious Omake manga. I apologize to those who are unsatisfied with the story of this Omake. Made in 2017 by Ichiro Oda. Wait, Oda's signature? Have I just not realized that that's like Sanji's eyebrow? Woo! I didn't notice that. Okay. Anyways, as I'm doing this, I'm gonna be munching on one piece because I went to go buy some. First, this is a Krabby blueberry fruit jelly drink with 30% juice with coconut jelly. Right, it's Sanji. It's blue, all blue. So let's begin. Oh man, Luffy's abs are popping out like crazy. Mm. I really like that a lot. Blueberry, jelly. I'm a big fan of the blueberry flavor. You're gonna hear me randomly review things like that. Now, oh man, look at this. Before Sabo, we even knew, and I don't even know if he's wearing a shirt or if he's just wearing a scarf. To be quite honest, because I mean those could be abs. I mean, look at things they got there. Okay. Oh man, I couldn't remember the voice of Ace when I did, and I can't exactly go and reference everything. I figured maybe that I would try to do a deeper version of Luffy when I'm trying to do this, but just deepen it. But that's kind of villain here. I remember with, I don't know why with Sakazuki, I remember that I gave him that cowboy voice, but it was really nice. This is This is not Nikarum. This is Nami. It's mango flavor. It's not bad. It's just like excuse me, more. It's not like soda. It's less carbonated, more fruity. I appreciate that. Um, at this manga, I've seen this panel in particular before, so I thought that was really cool. And it's just a nice little what if scenario. But I've seen this recently. I didn't know this was made like nearly a decade ago. And to see Jinbei just go and just kind of lose or not do anything proper here, because I know he couldn't protect Ace here. That's fair. But in this scenario, it just makes it seem like he's not doing anything. It's like, you failed. Takasugi's gonna beat you. But just seeing this panel here, I love it that I made it in time. Because upon reflection nowadays, it's like, oh, that would have been a super cool, a super epic moment. But I also don't mind the fact that Ace died. It would be interesting Sabo fight. Here's the Popeyes and One Piece had a collab. That's a chopper cupcake. The top is really good. Like it looks wonderful. And there you go. It's pink. It's fluffy. Mm. So I appreciate that. This, I thought this was a cool concept. Seeing them all three as adults talk to each other, and I don't know where they're at, but I think it's supposed to mimic them as children, right? Because they're both near trees. Mm. Deadhead's booze. Wow, I can't believe you got some. And this is just me being my uneducated self, but I know that wine ages with time, and finally, I don't know if uncorking can really change as much. I don't know. I Because I know people uncork hundreds of year wine and sometimes just spit it back out, right? So I guess uncorking doesn't change it too much, but I don't know the scientific processes behind how it tastes better, allegedly. But I do wonder if this is literally the exact same wine that they had from back then. Like, not the same brand, but the same exact bottle. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then Sabo would be like a snob, a wine connoisseur. It's like, oh, well then, I only want the fanciest thing. Or maybe he just held on to it, or he stopped by Dead Dan to go and get it. Like, he probably could have gone to a store. That's probably the most logical, correct answer. But I would just love this more if he actually stopped by the East Blue and was like, okay, well, I want some booze to Dan. Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye. And then just seeing them as adults, we are brothers. I love it. It's just so beautiful. And then as a nice little thing here, I I don't think that that's the Nika sign, but I do appreciate the silhouettes, and it is very Nika esque. And since it was made before 2017 or before Nika was revealed, yeah, it was because this was made in 2017. Before this was made, before the big Nika reveal, I wonder if Oda. Let me look up the characters for Nika in Nika Japanese characters. I wonder if the silhouette was meant to be in the same manner or vein, and I'm pretty sure it was. Okay, no. It's nowhere near the same. With the sound effect. Okay, what is this then? I'm not sure. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, maybe they'd all be like their little hopeful selves. I just think it's cool. And I wonder what Sabo would do. It's also something that I kind of want to do when I get older. It's well, I'm already old enough, but like once I find that like group or okay, we'll be brothers, and then we just go and we exchange some sake cups like this, preferably in costume, and it would be so wonderful. I would have so much fun with that. Also, I still got another one here. Yeah, this is part of the Popeyes collab as well. This is the blueberry, or this what is it called? It's blueberry, pineapple, something else. This is just Luffy's devil fruit flavor. I think that's pretty solid. It has a bit more of a sugary taste to it than surprisingly some of the soft drinks here. It tastes kind of like gosh, we're trying to think of a flavor profile that'd be international. Tastes kind of like Minute Maid mixed with some things. That's the best way I could put it. Oh, and I still got one more thing because I still want to show up a box. And to tie this all nicely together, I really appreciate the fact that it was literally just a dream for them. That it was like, oh, hey, this little flashback I had, well, I was dreaming about it. And I wonder if they both dreamt the same dream where they could have helped each other. I have a feeling that Luffy is the one dreaming the second dream because he would just picture all of them together and they'd be so happy. Well, I would imagine that Sabo is just picturing the first. He was like, no, I could have been there to save them. I could have been there to save them. Let me show them these box. Right. Look, the Luffy One Piece bento box. I love it so much. I love it so much. I also have One Piece seasoning, like literally, Sanji ramen seasoning. Cool. I'm, you know, while I'm single and don't have responsibilities, like, ooh, I gotta buy all the One Piece merch, especially the weird ones. But yeah, the second one, or the one with of Sabo saving Ace, seems like it's clearly a Sabo dream. I don't think Luffy goes and he blames Sabo for anything. Like, ah, oh, Sabo, if only you'd shown up, man. You could have saved the brothers. What do you mean you had amnesia? I mean, I could see like a little comedy sketch or like a little fan thing where people are like, over Luffy, if he was logical, or like, so how did you avoid seeing Ace? He was like a big rookie for the year. He nearly became a warlord. He joined Whitebeard. It was huge news. How'd you not hear about me? I went and beat a warlord. I got 30 million. I was actively fighting the world government, and you didn't get your memory back? I think that'd be kind of a funny sketch. Of Luffy actually berating Sabo, because in the story he wouldn't. He absolutely would. He was just grateful to have his brother alive. You saw when he was crying at Kurita Coliseum and all of that stuff. And it, yeah, I think that'd be kind of funny to do that there. But I also like this because I don't remember if this appears in the main story, but I like the idea of him just like not quite mastering the devil fruit yet, because this is after Kurita Coliseum since he has it, and that since he's angry, the fire's just coming off just naturally off of him because he doesn't have under full control, and your emotional state can regulate your devil fruit. Now, in addition to that, I would have liked this small change here to, or this at least a slice of life, because when Sabo first gets his devil fruit, it appears like he has like pure mastery of it almost immediately, right? He goes, he gets it, and then he whoosh to Jesus, not not Jesus Christ, Jesus Burgess, to Jesus, right? And then it's like, okay, he's like a strong guy, of course. He probably studied it for a few years. He intends to get that devil fruit in the end to honor Ace, so it would make sense. But I do like the fact that in the day to day, we're like, yeah, he doesn't quite have mastery over it there. He's just trying to do it here. And also, just seeing this whole koala and Sabo ship a little bit more, like her being so cute like this, and then seeing their like chemistry a little bit, seeing that little smile on his part, it's like, uh-oh, he's like, you're right there, like you're right. I can see why people ship them, because in the main story, people would ship them just because they're partners, right? Do they have a limited amount of screen time? Uh, yeah, they kind of do. It's just when they're talking about business. Now, maybe there's something a little bit more in depth there. Like, I know they're participating in a flashback, but maybe they're just work associates, right? But something like this would make me appreciate the ship a little bit more, seeing their bickering in the day to day. And wait a minute, that's Nico Robin. How did I not notice my queen? No, is it? No, wait. That she has a sword. But then her design looks so Nico Robin-esque, especially with the sunglasses, right? Like you see boom 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 with those yeah, I guess they're just sunglasses like some of her post time skip designs. But how can Robin be in two places at once? Oops. Oh, anime girl got mad at me. What? See, look, she's here. And then she's here. Ooh, maybe Oda just had to sneak it in. He's like, Robin can actually clone herself. And honestly, Robin cloning herself would be such a great use for Devil Fruit. I don't know if it's, you know, possible to like do it for a legitimately long period of time, but it'd be cool. She could read more books. That's what you need to tell her. Although she would literally just need eyes and hands, I suppose. Yeah, I don't know. This is fun. And so, this part here, I appreciate the fact that Oda is like, hey, I, I, how do I put this? Man, that's gonna be my catchphrase. How do I put this? I appreciate the fact that Oda cares about the integrity of the story. Because if I were in his spot, I probably would have just done like, okay, Luffy, Ace, and Sabo meet. We'll just do some small slice of life thing together. Or oh, it's an alternate universe. Well then, let's go and like show a small little adventure. But that wouldn't have as much respect for the source material as Oda does for himself. Because he's like, wait a minute, that's not possible. Their personalities are too conflicting because they all want to be the leader. And if one of the people is gone, then, I'm sorry, they all want to be the leader. And so they can't work together because since they all have different goals and they want to be on top, it would just be a clash of personalities. Then we also would have meet Luffy's crewmates. What would happen to Nami, Zoro, and all these extra people? Would they just be gone? I probably would have just incorporated them in the story or the omic, but I like this a little bit better. That he's incorporating an extra addition to the universe rather than making an alternative universe entirely, which I absolutely love because Oda is so good at world building, and it seemed to do some world building within, like essentially a side. I don't even know what you'd call the One Piece magazine, like a spin off, like a fan spin off thing to make something extra that would add to the world is so cool of him. And making it a dream, I don't mind that. And having them both be dreams makes a whole lot of sense to me. And that's super cool. Like this one, mm, I would. I'm sure this is like Luffy's dream someday to be like brothers with everybody. It's so good. I love it. And then this to have Sabo Wada save, like, I made it in time. Because that's a complaint that people have all the time. That Sabo, how did you not, for those so many years, hear about this? You know, if I were to guess, probably Dragon is just very, very good at keeping people sheltered, right? Or like, no, no, I handle that business. Oh, man. Whitebeard does have a big neck. Anyways, this was fun. Happy Luffy's birthday. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I think I tried all the One Piece bread and merch I have or got today. Oh, oh. Let's see. Now, let me see how I rank these things. I think the blueberry drink is good. I think I'd probably put the chopper thing second. I'd probably put this orange drink third. It's not bad by any means. And then this one fourth. I think this one on a hot day would be very refreshing. Yeah, like I think I'd prefer that on a hot day. But this was all surprisingly good. One Piece collab with Popeyes is like absolutely insane to me. Ah, that makes me so happy. I didn't get the bento box, so scalpers took it. So yeah, happy One Piece, happy Luffy's birthday, just happy, happy, happy. And I'm just so glad I could do like a One Piece thing every now and again. Oh, they made some One Piece news today. They're 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 releasing the Netflix thing in February, and it's going to be 7 episodes. 7 episodes, and it's going to cover the first 50 chapters. Man, sorry, this is another side thing. I'm just Man, maybe I should just take my other YouTube channel and just use it to talk about One Piece stuff randomly. I guess not every video needs to be a high quality production, because sometimes I just want to talk One Piece, to be quite honest. I don't really have many people to talk about in my day to day, so I got really excited when I could talk about it. Now, the Netflix thing, it's cool. I like the fact that it's gonna cover 50 chapters. Because when I first heard of this, at least saw the tweet or the news post, I was like, 7 episodes to cover all of East Blue, which is basically 100 chapters. That might be condensing it a little. Because One Piece episode of East Blue, that was a solid introductory piece, but it went way too fast. Like, I think Usopp had like a minute and a half of total screen time of his backstory or whatever in there. He didn't even have a backstory actually in that one. But Syrup Village, it was just so fast. It kind of skipped over. I spent most of the time in Arlong Park, and rightfully so. Arlong Park is probably the best part of East Blue, although I do like the Baratie a lot. I was worried that the Netflix One Piece would move too fast and we'd have the opposite problem of it being too slow and now it being too fast. But the news thing, when I read it close, like, okay, 7 episodes, first 50 chapters. Then I was like, wait, 750, 50 is right around the Baratier. So I guess you could do Romance Dawn in an episode, then you could do Buggy in an episode if you really wanted to, or one episode, and then you do a half episode with Gaiman and Luffy. That's like 3 episodes. And then Syrup Village, maybe you do 2 episodes, and then you could maybe do the Baratier. Oh, I completely skipped Kobe's thing. Maybe you could include that in Romance Dawn. But then Sanji's backstory too. It seemed like it'd be a very tight fit for 30 minutes. But when I heard they'd be 40-minute episodes, I'm like, all right. It's essentially a 14 episodes for the first 50 chapters, which is about 3.5 chapters per episode, which I think is a pretty good pace. You draw some exceptions maybe for some small things like episode 1. Yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea to end completely with just episode 1 where Luffy goes and essentially is going to set off an adventure with Kobe. But they'll probably combine that because 40 minutes for episode 1 is a lot. Maybe they will combine that with Kobe stepping onto the Marine base and meeting Zoro. That wouldn't be a bad cliffhanger for episode 1. And then, oh, wait, you got Luffy's backstory too. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. But doubling up on everything, I think, is good because it just makes the pace go by faster. And in addition to that, I'm looking forward to the next reimagining because the One Piece Netflix was really good. I think that they adapted things like Syrup Village really well, or adapted it. And so I'm sure that this one won't take too many liberties, but I assume it'll be like a slightly quicker pace, but in a way that's just different enough that they might get rid of unnecessary things the anime did and instead will stick mainly to the manga, but I'm hopeful they'll put some little Easter eggs in between. Like, for example, episode 1 of the anime, they have Nami in it, which isn't a bad thing by any means. It's good to introduce her, but that wasn't in the manga. She was introduced a little bit later. And so to have them introduce, or to have them kind of cut that and save it for later, it'd be interesting and see if they would do anything extra. Like maybe they'll do like a little hint, or maybe she'll appear a bit earlier. Excuse me. What else am I forgetting? I feel like there's so much I wanted to talk about this. Are they going to change it up a bit? What's going to be different? Nami. It's Nami. Oh, I wonder how they're going to handle the censorship. Because in chapter 1, I think literally in the first page or two, Luffy stabs himself in the face as a kid. Now, they censored this in the anime because rightfully so. I understand. They don't want little kids imitating the stabbing in the face thing. Because, like, oh, he's a little kid, I'm a little kid, he got a cool scar, let me do the exact same thing. I understand why Japanese TV was like, no, we're not doing that. And if it didn't fly there, it's not going to fly here. I have a feeling they're still going to cut out Luffy cutting. I think it's for the best because I don't necessarily need in completely uncensored One Piece. As I understand, we live in a world where we do need to be respectful of certain morals and promote certain values. So, I could see people imitating the thing and cutting themselves like that. At least little kids that are little, and we don't want any controversies for the One Piece quite yet, right? Oh, this is cool. Anyways, yeah, thank you all for watching, especially that like 20 some odd minutes of it was just me talking about how great One Piece is and how much I love it so much. Yeah. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy Luffy's birthday. Happy whatever you celebrate. And most important of all, thank you for being born. So with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for being born, y'all. Peace.